being a loser, we are going on to 6.2 and 6.3. Now, 6.2 is formulas. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that there are two types of formula questions. You will receive one on the test of each. So, and I can tell you right now that 80% of your test, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, 80% is going to come from equations, solving equations, and scientific notation. I'm sorry, not scientific notation, sorry. Inequalities. And 20% is going to come from those three sections, maybe 30. Let's go with 30 since it's three sections. There we go. So a majority of your tests on Unit 2A, because 6.6 is a test by itself. Okay. So you're going to have two tests. You're going to have this one, which is called Test A, and then you're going to have this one, which is called Test B. It's called Graphing Test B. This one, and right now my finger's frozen, this one is 70% is going to be from 6.5 and 6.1, which is the equations and inequalities. And the rest of the test is going to come from these three sections. So with that being said, 6.2 is on formulas, and oh, I didn't turn on my video. I don't want to be hypocritical. So if you want to turn on your video, you're welcome to. None of you will. But anyway, oh, my 103 class, I had 4 people turn on their videos today. And I had 4 people talk to me today out of my 103 class. So that is breaking the walls down. We are breaking the walls down of communication. All right, formulas. That's also the class that I gave them 1 week to do the test and the homework. They started talking today. All right, formulas. There's 2 ways to do formulas. One, plug and what?
Chug.
Plug and chug. They give you a formula. And variables with numbers to plug in. And you plug and chug. So here's an example. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And base is equal to 8, and height is equal to 4. And what do? You plug and chug. So the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times 8 times 4. And that's going to be 1/2 of 32. And what's 32 divided by 2? 16 square units. Now that could be square feet, it could be square inches, it could be square miles, because of area is square units. All right, now that is an example of the first type of formula problem. Now, everybody should be familiar with these because you start seeing them in pre-algebra and geometry. So you start seeing these type real early in your algebra career. The second type is not plug and chug, But the second type of formula problem is to solve for a certain variable. Now, they may give you something to plug in later, but the problem will start off solve for a certain variable. Now, there's only one thing I will tell you here to put in red. Okay? Always make sure clear any fractions or decimals first. Now, this is a Hubertism. I tell students, when you're doing solving for a certain variable with formulas, always make sure you clear any fractions or decimals first. Then you worry about solving. Now, I think some of you would agree that some of my Hubertisms, they may be unconventional, but they usually help you out. And the reason they help you out is because I came up with them when I was struggling as a student in math. And that's where I come up with all of these little tricks or things to help you out. All right. So let's do an example. Let's do perimeter. Let's do P, perimeter of a square or rectangle or quadrilateral is equal to 2L plus 2W. Or if you're from around here, W. If you're around here, it's pronounced W. If you're not from around here, it's pronounced W. You ever notice that when somebody gives you a web address, they either say www or they say www.
www.
Yeah.
Did they change their tone?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just know the perfect people say www, and the people that say ww are stupid, ignorant deplorables. All right. Miss Grindle got that one, didn't you? All right. That worshiped the NRA and let's see what else. And Satan. All right. So 2L plus 2W, and I want to solve for W. Okay, so I've got to get the W by itself.
Give me a headache.
I know, it's going to give me a headache, and I'm saying it. All right, so that 2L is going to come over here, so I got to take the 2L and take it across the river, and it becomes a what? A minus 2L. So P minus 2L is equal to 2, whatever that variable is. Now I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. So that variable is equal to perimeter minus 2 times the length over 2. And I have just solved for a variable. Solving for a variable means to get the variable what?
By itself.
Get the variable by itself. Now, I can tell you right now, you will see both of these on standardized tests. You'll probably get one of these on a standardized test, and you'll get one of these on a standardized test. And I can guarantee you most of the time, the fraction or the decimal will be on this one, because they want to see how you handle a fraction or a decimal, which most of you quit. So hopefully you won't do that on this one. All right, so let's look at some examples out of 6.2 homework, and I hope there's somebody sent a message through the conversation. I don't know if it has to do with math. Okay, Miss Bryant, are you in here? Let me look. Let me go call her in. Y'all are going to have to tell me, why are some of y'all not getting the phone call? I'm thinking it's because you're not logged in time and you're not green, which means you're not available.
That's what happened to me last time.
Okay, tell me why you did not get in. What was it?
I wasn't there on time.
Okay, well, Cheyenne. Okay, let me call her in. Bryant, Bryant. Cheyenne, there she is.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Okay, so it should be calling Miss Bryant in. Okay, so let's go to 6.2 homework or study plan. I'm going to go to study plan because I'm going to pick a problem that you would see on the test, on a standardized test. So there we go, main menu. Let's go to e-contents. This is 6.2 and study plan. Miss Bryant, are you in?
I am.
Okay, I got a question to ask you. Did you log on late or did you hit the available button too late? Which one was it?
I'm not sure. I
Okay.
just got on it like I clicked it because it let me click it, and then it just like froze and like it didn't connect me, and then I went back out and it just said started recording.
Okay. Well, I'm getting, I would say probably every day I get 1 or 2 students that say they can't receive the call. And there's got to be something that everybody is doing to not receive the call. And I'm thinking that either they log on to Teams after I have made the call, or they have not been available when I make the call. One of those 2 things. So what I would suggest, if you can, try to be on Teams and make yourself available. How do you make yourself available? I'll show you. You click on your picture right here, and you can make yourself available right here. I can't make myself available, but right there. All right. If you are logged on 5 minutes before class, and if you are available 5 minutes before class, I don't think you will have a problem with receiving the phone call. So I'm not fussing. People run late. I run late. So if you're running late, that's fine. That's probably why you're not getting the phone call. Or if you're not green, make sure you're green. All right. So anyway, I'm going to pick a formula and I want to try to find a fraction. So we're going to do one for each. Okay, here's the first type. No, that was too easy. Okay, here we go. All right, I want y'all to do this one. And you have 2 in your notes now. This is plug and chug. So you're going to have 2 for plug and chug. So write it down. K is equal to mv squared. K is equal to m, or 1/2, sorry, mv squared. And m, oh no, that's not the right one. Forget it. Okay, we'll do this one. This one's not plug and chug. This one's solve. Okay. And V is equal to 46. And K is equal to 8464. Okay, and this is the second type of formula problem, meaning that they want to solve for something. Now, I'm not even looking for what to solve for because I need to do what first? What did I tell you to do first on this problem?
Deal with the fraction.
Deal with the fraction first. So I've got a fraction, so I've got to multiply both sides by 2, which is the common denominator. And that's going to give me 2 k is equal to, what happens to the 2 and the 1/2? Well, the 2 cancels with that, and that gives me 1 times m. You don't have to put the 1. mv squared. And now I want to get m by itself. It says solve for m. That's what the directions say. So I want to get m by itself. So how do I undo multiplying by v squared? I divide by v squared. Thank you, class. Settle down. And what happens to the v squareds? And you get m is equal to 2k over v squared. And they tell you to find, this one has 2 parts. Part A is to solve, and part B is to plug and chug. So m is equal to 2 times k divided by parentheses squared. And k is equal to 8464. And v is equal to 46. All right, working on your calculator. Want to make sure y'all know how to use y'all's calculators. If you don't, then you're pretty much a failure.
I have a silly question.
Uh-oh, what's your question?
The type of calculator we're supposed to use is the T. I can't remember the number, right? Or we're using a different one.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
The type of calculator we're supposed to use, which one is that?
Well, I tell everybody in my classes to use the TI 83 or 84,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't know what they let you use on the TEAS test.
Okay.
I really don't know. Probably they let you use the TI 30,
Okay.
which doesn't have the big screen on it.
All right.
It's got most of these buttons, but it doesn't have a graphing screen. You can't graph on it.
Okay, I was making sure I had the right one.
Yeah, what do you have?
84.
Okay, for this class, that's good.
Okay.
And most of the time, if you get, let's say you take the T's and they want you to have a TI 80. Okay. TI 80, pretty much, if you put a line right across here, everything below it is the same.
Okay.
Okay, so put you a line right across. Let me show you. Hold on. The things I do for y'all, I tell you. Y'all are just so lucky. All right. Take the red line and put right here. If you're told to use a TI 30, then everything below that line right there is pretty much the same.
Oh, okay.
You just have a little screen where you don't have this big screen.
All right. Thank you so much.
In fact, I would highly suggest you get you a TI 30 or look at it at the store or the wherever or Amazon and look at it to see what it actually looks like. And then you'll see the difference between the two.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to do it all in one get-go. So I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to hit clear here, and second quit. I don't like to start unless I'm clear. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do 2 sets of parentheses. I'm going to do a parenthesis here and a parenthesis here. And I'm going to do 2 times 8464. 8464. And I'm going to close parentheses. And then I'm going to divide parentheses. And 46 raised to the 2nd power. That's the caret symbol right here. Let me make it big so y'all can get all the keystrokes. 2. Close parentheses. Oh, wait a minute. hit delete, move down, there we go, and there, and hit another there. So this parenthesis and this parenthesis takes care of 2 times 8464. Then divide, and this parenthesis should not be big, but I don't think it matters, takes care of 46 squared. And then this parenthesis and this parenthesis says take this number and divide by this number. Now you don't have to do it this way. You can just, do it separately, but you should get the same answer I get, which is 8. Y'all check
Yep.
me. So
So I got
M is equal to 8. And that is your
I
answer.
didn't get that.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't get that.
What did you get?
184.
Okay, well, let's go back. Let me go back to the question and let's see if I got it right. Then we'll go back and look and see what you did wrong. Okay, that is the answer.
It's math, so.
One message coming in on
So
secure
what I
channel.
would suggest you do is retype it in and look at what I did right there. Try that. Go start with 2 parentheses, this one and this one, and then type in 2 times 8464, close 1 parenthesis, then divide, open parenthesis, 46, and then hit the caret symbol right there, and 2, then move over to the right with your button right here, move over to the right, and then put 2 closing parentheses and hit enter. Another way you could do it is 2 times 8464, hit enter, hit the division symbol, and then parentheses, 46, caret symbol, 2, move to the right, close, and enter. How you coming, Mr. Pat? He must be ciphering. Let me
Well, I
know
say
how you
per-
coming.
I was about to say, personally, I did it all separately because it was just easier for me.
That's entirely up to you.
Give me one more second.
What'd you say?
Did give me a second.
Okay, yep, I got it. So instead of getting 2,116, I got 96 for the 46 squared. That's why I was like, huh?
Yeah. 46 squared is 2116. So if you take 16, 928, and divide that by 2116, you get 8.
What'd you do?
So-
Times 46 times 2 to get 92?
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but it's 46 times 46. That's why
Yeah,
you.
I don't know exactly what I did, but like when I put in the calculator, I got like 96 first, and I just went with it.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, let's do another one. I want to try to get to 6.3 today because this is not really a big deal because there's only 2 types of questions. So let's go to the first couple of 3. Let's go and see if I can find one of them. No, that's okay. This one's plug and chug. This is the first type, plug and chug. And of course, that's the slope formula, but you're going to be learning
Priority
that.
1 message coming in on secure channel.
You're going to be learning that in. You're going to be learning that in 6.6. So plug and chug. This is the first type of plug and chug of formula. And I think Miss Bryant, you came in after I showed the first type. This is the first type, plug and chug. And M is equal to parentheses minus parentheses over parentheses
Priority
minus
one message coming
parentheses.
in on
Good
secure
gosh.
channel.
Sorry.
What's that all about anyway?
That's my phone text messages. Okay. So plug and chug. All right, so y sub 2 is what? Negative 15? Y sub 1 is 21. X sub 2 is negative 12. And sorry, that's my boss. I had to reply to her. And X sub 1 is 3. So M is equal to 15 minus 21 is negative 6. And 12 minus 3, negative 12 minus 3 is negative 15. And negative divided by negative is a positive, sorry. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So that's going to be 3 will go in there 2 times, 3 will go in there 5 times, I think. And your answer is 2/5. Okay, so let's type it in. And we feel good about ourselves. So I guess I did something wrong. Whoa, I did do something wrong. Y sub 2. Oh, I know. Well, no, I didn't. Negative 15 minus 21. Oh, that's my problem. You owe 15, you owe 21, you owe, see, that's why even when you use parentheses, you still screw up. Negative 15 minus 21 is equal to negative 36. Now that's where everybody's supposed to say, oh yeah, that's what I thought it was. But you never say anything because y'all don't communicate. and divided by negative 15. So I made a mistake. Negative 36 divided by negative 15. And 3 will go in there 12 times. So it should be 12 over 5, I think. Let's try that. Is that what it is? Yeah, 12 over 5. So I apologize for making that mistake. I'm allowed to make a mistake every now and then.
No, you're not. You're fired.
Okay, I suck. All right. So let me, just to make sure, I want to make sure y'all understand the second one, because that's the one that y'all are going to freeze up on. The plug and chug, and usually y'all don't have problems with that. So I'm going to go and pull up one more of the solving for a variable, because that's the one that y'all really mess up on, especially with a fraction. So let me find a good one. Come on, there's no fractions. Now this one is just plug and chug. I will do this one with you because y'all won't get this one right because you don't know how to type it in a calculator. So go ahead and write this one down. And this one is very important because this is basic interest. This is interest with a rate of 7% and compounded quarterly for 7 years, and you put $8,000 in the savings account. Okay? So you put $8,000 in the savings account at 7% interest, compounded quarterly. That means the computer at the bank calculates it every 3 months. And you keep it in the bank, in the savings account, for 7 years. So I'm going to write that down for you. And is this a question that you should learn for real life? Yes. So if I was you, I would put a star beside this one, because all of your banks run off of a derivative of this formula as far as savings account, CDs, IRAs. A is equal to the outcome. P is called the principal. Now, although you use PAL like your pal at school, the principal, it's not spelled PLE. Okay, it's spelled PAL, and that is what you put in. R is your rate, your interest rate, which is always going to be a decimal. So in this case, you're going to change that 7% into 0.07. The N is the number of times oh gosh, what's it called? Number of times the bank calculates the interest. So if it says quarterly, like N is equal to 4, that means every 3 months, at the end of every 3 months, the big computer in the bank calculates your interest on your account. That's what that means. And then T is always years. It's always years. So this one says P is equal to 8,000. R is equal to 7%. N is equal to 4. And T is equal to 7. I got a question for you. What if I asked you to calculate for 6 months? What would you put in for T?
2.
Come on, somebody knows. If I tell you that you're going to put your money in the bank for 6 months, what would T be?
Time?
I'm sorry, T would be what?
Like how long it's been in there? So like time?
It's supposed to be in years. So if I tell you 6 months, how many years is that?
One year?
6 months is equal to 1 year. That's what
Half-
you're telling me.
So half a year.
Half a
Half-
year. So
half
what
a
would
year.
you put? You wouldn't put 1, you would put what?
Half.
Half.
One.
0.5. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you ever use this problem or this formula, T has to be in years. If you're told 18 months, you can't put 18 in there. You have to say 18 divided by 12, and you have to change it into a decimal for years. You can't put months. So you need to make a note of that, because there's some questions like on the standardized test, they'll say 18 months. And 18 months, you can't put T is equal to 18. So you need to make a note of that. So we're going to plug and chug. Now watch this. I'm not even going to do it I'm not going to do it by hand. I'm going to do it on the calculator. Because the way you type it in the calculator, you can do it without even missing a beat. Now I'm going to write it down. I'm going to hit clear here. And I'm going to hit clear here. And over here, I'm going to write the numbers. I'm going to put the numbers in for you. That's going to be 8,000 times 1 plus 0.07 over 4 raised to the 4 times 7 power. I'm going to make it small so we can see what we're doing here. Now, what have you always been told about parentheses since the what? 5th or 6th grade? What have you always been told about parentheses?
Do them first.
Always do them first. So I'm going to work this here first. Okay. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What comes first? Division or addition? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Oh, division.
Division. So I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to take 0.07 and divide by 4. And I'm going to hit plus 1. I'm going to let y'all get caught up because I know there's 2 or 3 of y'all that probably don't even have a calculator out yet. So go ahead and, even though we've been using it. So go ahead and see if you can get that. 0.07 divided by 4 and then hit plus 1.
Okay.
Miss Roberts, you can't hear me? Is Miss Roberts still here? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yep. I hear you, Steve.
Okay, Miss Roberts,
Yeah,
see, she,
I'm
did,
just fine.
she can't hear me.
Could be internet problems.
Well, I'm not having any here. Am I breaking up to y'all?
No, I meant on her side.
I think she's having issues. Okay. All right, she probably left because I don't know if she left or not. Let's see if she's still here. I don't see her. No, she probably left because it was breaking up. Okay. I hope it's not breaking up, but y'all say it's not. Okay, now, what am I going to do now? Please excuse. Parentheses, then what? What's excuse?
Exponent.
So what's 4 times 7?
28.
So I'm going to hit the caret symbol and type in 28 and enter. Times 8,000. So at the end of 7 years, you have $13,000 in the bank. And I guarantee you there's somebody out there that went through 12 years of school and they're going, "You're kidding me. You mean you can have $13,000 at the end of 7 years?" Yep, that's what a bank does. But the problem is they take that money and they invest it those 7 years and make money off of your money. But you don't know that. Knowledge is what?
Power.
Knowledge is power.
But power is also power, so.
And then government, they don't want you to be smart. The government, they want you to be stupid. All right.
Yep.
But I'm just one of those crazy, deplorable, ignorant rednecks. Terrorist. I'm a terrorist. And I'm a white supremacist. All right. So $13,003.30. All right, let's do another one. Let's go ahead and punch that one in. And I want you to do another one because is this one supposed to be a math problem or a calculator problem?
Both.
This is 100% calculator. You should be able to type this in a few seconds. All right, so I'm going to go to the handy dandy question and I'm going to type in $13,003.30, and I feel good about myself. Now, I'm not going to hit next question. I'm going to hit similar question. And I want you to do this one. Please. Okay, so handy dandy calculator. And I kind of fussed at my previous classes. Y'all remember me telling y'all that I don't check my email went out in 2003? You know? Well, I don't know how to use my calculator went out before 2003. You don't need to know how to use a calculator. Did I say depend on it or did I say use it? You need to know how to use it. All right. So, you know, try not to grab after that. I don't know how to use my calculator. Just try. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to clear the keyboard. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see. All right. So I'm going to do the inside first. So that's going to be 0.04 divided by 12. This is compounded monthly. So 0.04 divided by 12. And you can see the keystrokes right down here below us. So 0.04 divided by 12. And then what? You're going to add 1. And you're going to raise that. What is 12 times 9? 108, Hubert. Yes. To the 108th power. And multiply that by 2,000. So at the end of 9 years, your $2,000 nest egg has almost reached $3,000. 28, 64, 94. 28, 64, 94. All right, how you feel? Tell me what you're feeling. Only got, well, I ain't got no more time, but anyway. I want you practicing on that because that will be on the test and it will be on a standardized test. And, you know, and there you can't do this. It's very difficult to do this without a calculator. All right, very difficult. Any questions on that one?
I don't think so.
Okay, everybody is responsible for 6.2 now because I just covered it. It's only 2 things. It's either plug and chug or it's what? Solve for a variable. One of those 2.
Cool.
That's what you're going to see. So everybody is responsible for 6.2 homework. So when you go to your homework, go to assignments. Let's see how many are on there. 6.2. If it comes up, there it is. And you got till Monday to get that in or whenever. No, that's not right. Today's the 5th. I need to change that. Change it to the 10th or whatever. 6.2, you got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 18 questions. So you need to work on that this weekend. For most of y'all, all you got to do is have the weekend and send me questions. For the 7 or 8 that haven't finished their homework for 6.1, now you've got 2 homeworks due Monday. All right, y'all have a good weekend. I'm going to turn the recorder off. If you got any questions, holler. If you don't, y'all have a good weekend.